is currently the low. That's a weekly kickoff level from a couple of weeks ago. I don't know. I got to try. Long S&Ps. 53, 57 quarter. Just a one lot. Let me get my risk on here.
Hogan, the Hogs trying to slap my trade. We got Dakota Long from 62. 562.
Yep.
Good there. Long.
Seeing if we could find some buyers into this market to push us up back towards the 600s.
All right.
These guys are pushing here. Dolby back. What up, Dolby time? See in the chat.
Hold that afternoon pull back low here, so we'll see.
Look at that board updating. Lickety split. Got the team, got the full squad back. And it's almost September, guys. We're halfway through August. Summer just went by in a blink. Okay, we still have 2 weeks. So I'm not putting the summer away just yet. Went by quick though.
My wife went back to work. She works at a high school. All the kids are back in school today.
I was about to say, when do kids go back to school in Chicago? Because that's kind of how I would view summer's over.
Yes, it is. Back to school, summer over. You start seeing those back to school commercials on the television. You're like, oh, I feel bad for those kids.
Remember, that used to suck. It was like, damn.
Yeah.
Well, it was
just 4th of July.
There was that 16-year-old track and field Olympian that he tweeted after they won the 4x4 in gold. Like, I have to go back to school in 2 weeks.
I saw that. Poor kid just won the gold medal.
Nice.
He's definitely wearing that for your first day of school.
For sure.
I'm guessing he'll be pretty popular when he gets back to school.
I think so.
Yep.
Flat. I think my stop was too close.
I got stopped out to minus $100 on that one.
Okay.
I might re-enter this.
253. I know. I'm looking for a spot to re-enter as well.
All right.
But we might break down, so nothing wrong. Minus $100.
Yeah.
Micros. Beauty of micros.
Checking out the overnight lows now in the S&Ps.
Yep. Lows ES.
Okay, yeah, it's overnight low.
Okay.
NASDAQ, not quite yet.
ES is leading the way right now.
I'm going to see if it holds below there, if it comes back up.
Yeah, possibly looking at a long, making an excess low on NQ when it pushes through 515. But we'll see.
Trying to spice things up a little bit this morning.
I like it. Hey, good does are still selling off here. Volume not so wild, but get those levels go. Look at Top Step daily levels as we continue to break. We were in zone 4 here in the ES. Zone 4 last trade. In the ES 53.49. Beneath that number of important up, right above it, basically right at it. Tick for tick was talking about 53.50. Big level there, 53.50 coincides with zone 4. Still in zone 4 in the ES. At NASDAQ last trade, 18,536. We saw these prices a lot last week. Still in zone 7 for the ES. Dow selling off, like Eddie said, new highs in gold, looking for that 2,500 even level.
I'm long again now.
All right,
Me too.
back in long.
537.
53.52 half.
Yeah, Gabe, I'm pretty sure it's like, yes, I believe it's. Hey, Dakota, you're trading on your live account?
These are XFAs. Yep, these are just micros and XFAs.
Thank you.
Well, Coach Hoop indicates 30 handles from the open on the ES, and Coach Paul talking about the ES under pivot. Next target of 53.3150. Thank you, coaches. Our coaches.
Reason I took this trade is because we took out the overnight low in the S&Ps. We were unable to kind of maintain price below that. Sometimes that can be a pretty good opportunity.
Cheap trade. Yep. Same idea on the NASDAQ. We were really close to the overnight lows. We found a little bit of a buyer step in right into these 30s, and I got back into my 5 micros.
Hey, props to Mark M. in chat. He gold setting up for a hard drop. That's exactly what we saw. We got some really good calls here in chat today, guys and girls.
See.
So keep it up. Share what you see. We're watching, and other traders are watching also. So good job.
Hey, shout out to Jack for helping me. I was in a panic when I couldn't hear or be heard in the green room. Shout out to Jack for getting me set up.
I want you to speak your truth, Andre.
Yeah, my truth is, Jack helped me. It was simply just unplug the USB and plug the USB back into the computer, and lo and behold, the audio worked again, folks. High-tech operation around here on my end. But Jack was able to diagnose it, troubleshoot, and remedy the situation. Yet here we are, hanging out with the dudes and gals.
They're off next
one. Dr. Fine, Dr. Howard, Dr. Fine. Here comes Jack.
All right, we take out the lows, like Hogue said. We took out the lows in the ES. Couldn't get the follow through, so now we're seeing about a 6-point bounce, 7-point bounce now in the ES. Guy Man has a question in the chat. We'll have an answer for you in about 29 minutes or so, Guy Man. Stay tuned. If you did a little poking around.
Got some hot information for you.
Yeah, there you go. Dolby says it. Oh, Dolby said, poke around the settings a bit. Maybe stumble upon something.
No, is that what we're talking? Something new in Top Step?
I got my. We'll talk about this at 9:30 or 9:30 Central here, or 29 minutes. We'll talk about it. I want to know how you guys have your setup, because I got mine set up the same way. But I want to know what you guys think is best, worst, easiest to remember, most efficient, quick, all that stuff. But we'll get back to that here in a little bit. Sebastian says on to something. Robert Trans on to something.
Yeah, I see the chat. So we're trying to hold these 40s, pushing up into these 50s. Let's see if we could make a run back up into maybe the 70s or 80s. We failed to break the overnight low, and we're starting to see some buyers step in here.
Okay.
Keep talking. Keep talking, Dakota. Keep talking.
You're long, Hogue. I'm long. Just 5 micros, but the power of micros is such a beautiful thing.
Austin Rice.
I had an order at 540 and didn't get filled. Now I'm sad.
I'm sad. Now I'm sad.
We went down on that candle that I placed the order. We went down to 42 3/4 and didn't fill me. So I'm going to miss this run, looks like. We'll see what happens. Now I'm sad.
Nick Frittick, my man. Look at Austin Rice in the chat. Of $500 using quote unquote them. Well done. Get it, man. Love to hear that. Love to hear that. Anne Marie Long from 18,563. Catch the move to the upside.
I'm going to take profit on a couple of these. Scaling out. There we go. Locked in a couple $100.
Dakota, are you taking profit on these?
Dude.
What's up, Hogue? We're popping, baby.
2 micros here in the 70s.
I'm whole again. I only have one lot on.
Yep. Long from.
What do you guys think I should do?
55.
See profit, take profit. I'm always for a runner, though. I mean, if we're going to start to stabilize
I only
this
have one
market,
on.
I can. That's the difficulty.
Love it.
Good job.
I just took profit.
Big week. A lot of inflation.
Back to whole again. Now we'll look for the next opportunity.
Good job, guys. Nice trading. Dakota, your previous trade, we took that long. You were in the money about 20 ticks. Didn't take it, got stopped out. Is that why you changed your exit strategy on this following trade, or you just stuck to it?
No. This I was kind of looking for us to push into these 70s anyway, locking in some of the profits. So I am scratch for this session that we started, and I'm really looking for us to have a bigger move and a play above these 600s. Maybe come back up and test these 618, 6.8, these lower 600s.
Okay.
That's what I'm looking for, but yeah, that's the beauty about micros, where it's not all in, all out. I can just take a couple off as we start to push up here. Now this is amongst 5XFAs, so it's more than just what the position you see, right? So it's 3 micros times 5, really, in 1.5 contracts, minis, or 15 micros.
told Hindsight Capital, he said, "We'll tell you in an hour."
Exactly. We'll let you know. We'll let you know.
Well, Anne Marie was talking about settlement will be my target in the NQ.
Yeah.
And then she also added that the stop point 18,596 for a partial profit.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Anne Marie. And a good morning to you.
If
Good
I
morning.
only
Happy
wanted to
Monday,
put one
everybody.
lot on, I should have put on 10 micros and kept half of them for the runner.
There you go.
Next time, Johnny.
That's what we're talking about. Yep.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I think even our traders are
There we
seeing
go.
the power of micros. They're able to do things like that.
It could also teach you how to trade size. Yeah, like you said, scale in, scale out. We do go back to
Exactly.
minis. Yes, you can learn how to work size, trade size.
See,
You know,
Nick,
to
now
where
I'm
it's like,
Oh wait, I could have 30 contracts on, but these are micros. But then understand how to build a position, how to scale in, how to scale out,
Yes,
and
absolutely.
those items.
You know,
I'm gonna go
Dakota, I
ahead
got
and
to
get
give
out
you
of.
credit. It's something that I've learned from you, and it works quite well. Because if you're wrong, you're not killing it, and if you're right, you know what? Just add another one.
Yep.
Good stuff. Thank you.
And Nick cries in his 540 unfilled long.
Brutal,
there's
brutal,
the move.
brutal.
Yeah, I'm
That's
sad with
why
you
you
now.
don't be a Nick for a tick right there. You jump in at
Don't be a
45
Nick for
at
a tick.
50 where your original level was.
Dude,
I had him by the nape of the
Trading.
neck, and I let him go.
I closed out
Tiger bite.
2 more right here into these lower 600s. Gonna hold on to one, and
You do it.
this will be my runner.
beautiful.
Till
All right.
NASDAQ,
While
S&P, 66 long across the board.
All right.
Dakota's down to a runner here, we can do a quick run around the news real
There's my
quick.
guy. There's my guy.
Yes, indeed. We mentioned CPI is coming on Wednesday.
Ooh.
Options are looking for more than a 1% move in the S&P off of that data. Yields in 10 years have retraced somewhat. Right now, we got the 10 years at about 3.936%. Pushed up above 4 briefly on Thursday after the huge sell-off in yields when everything was selling off. Be interested to see where that goes. Right now, the Fed Watch has a 50-50 chance of a quarter or half point cut in the September meeting. You mentioned Steph Curry earlier. Hang it in the Louvre. This is one of the best photos I've ever seen. And this is just one of the 4 he drained in at the end there.
That was insane.
Wembanyama?
Picture Wembanyama. Yeah,
Wembanyama.
What is that?
Look at that,
Look at that thing. Look at that. He's like
Such a
19.
beautiful
He was lights out, man.
That guy's 19 years old, man. Imagine. Wait till he figures out how to actually play basketball. He's beginning buying athleticism. It's gonna be insane.
He is not going to school on Monday.
No,
Just pray that he stays healthy. That's
That's
key
true.
to
100%.
why I love Michael live.
Oops.
Like LeBron James over
Oops.
Michael. I mean,
But see, Dakota,
stay
when
healthy.
Michael
Be
played in
great.
the Olympics, they'd blow everybody out.
Well,
There was
you've
too many
seen that
close
they
games
weren't
there.
playing against professionals.
you weren't playing against anybody back then.
Yeah, the basketball's changed. There's 4 NBA players in the French team. All right, which brings the final medal count.
We do it. China beat us.
Yes, well, we tied China in golds, but the tiebreaker goes to the U.S. won the most medals. Great Britain came in 3rd. And the U.S. women also won a real tight one against France in basketball. Caitlin Clark was not there, but we'd be remiss not to show you the Caitlin Clark butter sculpture that is currently at the Iowa State Fair. Who says Iowa don't know how to party?
Shout out to Des Moines.
I know.
Come on, Des Moines. Anyone here from Des Moines? Iowa City.
I just
You ever been to
closed
Iowa,
for
Nick?
profit.
Nick for a tick. You ever been to Iowa before?
Never been to Iowa.
I figured you haven't been to Iowa before. I had a hunch.
Nope.
Iowa City's
thanks.
nice.
Iowa City's nice. Fun time. Fun. That school's wild. Cedar Rapids. Shout out Cedar Rapids. There we go. Cedar
Been
Rapids.
there.
Need to grow.
What a
Need to grow from
rally
actual 100 points.
Oh,
That was a beaut.
S&P
Good job, Hogue.
tilt 73% long.
Yeah, now we kind of see, are we going to turn into a range day here, potentially rotate part of the way back down towards 570s, or do we break out here, make a new high, and had a nice little fake out to start the session?
This used to be like the 1 minute candle range. These
I know
100-point rallies last night.
last week it was like they got that
Last week
in
for
30
sure.
seconds.
Someone says, why don't we ever talk about Olympic breakdancing? I have no comment on that.
agree, John
We
Jones.
should. Guys,
Agree.
that was peak
What was-
absurdity. I loved it. I hated it. It was awesome. It's like something out of the Hunger Games. It was great.
I don't know.
Who asked for breakdancing? I think they're doing just fine on
it's
that
like
Red
one
Bull
of
circuit. I think they're doing
that
just
question
fine.
that's been going around is like, if you were to prep for like a month to go to Olympic sport, what would you do? Probably that one.
Somebody did. Australia, apparently.
Yeah.
Did you see that? I believe the games are in Los Angeles in 4 years. Summer games, that is. Next winter games
You
is
got
in Milan.
time.
Yes,
Yeah,
Milan.
boy,
the
Andre.
the Olympic Winter Games are coming to Utah soon. I'm excited for
Coming
that.
back.
Yeah. Utah won the bid like 2030 or something.
Gotta say, shout out to Coach Ray, who put in that average session range low in the S&Ps, which was 53.4875. That was within 4 ticks of the current session low. Nice job.
Job is right. You guys, nice read there, Nick for Tick. You didn't get the fill. But it's all right. You didn't chase it. Some people crap on that yet. Obviously, chase paid off. So how do you deal with this, Nick? You were right. You had the right read. You didn't chase, but if you did chase, you still would have gotten paid.
Yep. I mean, you look for the next trade.
You look for the next
You don't
trade.
beat yourself up. You look for the next trade.
100%.
Which I'm trying to do right now. I'm currently short. I don't know if I'm going to stay in this. I may cut this. Yep, I'm out.
Oh yeah.
Just trying to build into a position, and it's just going to keep going.
Gold really
Looking
was a ripper.
The logic was like the kind of that 1 minute opening range, short off the bottom of it in case we started to reject, which we were holding for a second, but I don't need this making a run to 700s on me.
James Harden, Olympic day drinking. It's called St. Patrick's Day in Chicago.
Good one, Andre.
This town.
Everybody's the winner.
Everybody kiss me, I'm Irish.
They used to have in the Olympics, you're talking about crazy competitions. They used to have like solo synchronized swimming. You'd be synchronizing with yourself. They also had live pigeon shooting. So much for the pigeons. And one that
Okay, that should be fixed. Thanks, West Coast guy. Steven, what's up? This is Stevie Boy from KC. Thoughts on Bob? I had that huge pop earlier. I'm in calls, aren't I? Yeah, I'm in 90 calls. So no chasing that for me. Well, chasing, but yeah, that the rest of those got filled on Friday. And then that's just been going up. It's at $1.12 now from 94 cents.
All right, we're still pushing higher here.
Weekly trigger this week, so it's a really good looking trade right now.
Making new lows in the ES, like you said. Couldn't do it. You got it in the
1 minute left. Looks like we're going to be closing over this 15-minute fair value gap.
We always do that. What if we bounce off VWAP? Yeah, 100%. What if we bounce off VWAP and we just took another push to the downside? They'd be like, well, I'm glad I took the profits right there.
We just ran right through it there.
Sure did.
VWAP. Like, what the heck's VWAP?
Getting caught up in the chats. Okay.
All through that.
It's running here.
So far, that's the trade of the day right there. Just buy the dip. We sold off down to these 40s, 30s, and yeah, I think we were all on the same page, right? We were all looking to just get in long. You were looking at that. I think Anne Marine was.
All right, new 15er here. 5 seconds.
And that seems that it was just the trade.
Okay. Inverse fair value gap now.
Took it all the way back to
I could have just gotten in some Q calls to at least have a part of this. That's okay.
The VWAP. I
See if NVIDIA is still valid. It's not. Okay, closing NVIDIA.
We pretty much sell off.
33 cents.
S&P's got about 7 points for the upside. Nasdaq pretty much cleaned that up. Dow really lagging behind.
See what I actually get filled for here. Filled for 30 cents.
Gold almost got 2,500 sold off. About down $10 here in the last 15 minutes or so.
And Marie, did I say something different?
Alrighty, Baba's still going up. Boeing dropping. Let me look across my watch list from last week here. See if anything interesting's happened. Getting a couple failed 2 down, 2 ups triggering. And you know, I'm actually going to get into some NVIDIA calls for swings. If you can't beat them, join them. Q's flying off the board right now. I can't chase this on futures, but I'm going to get some in options. .59 on the 455 calls.
We traced that entire sell-off. Last trade 18,680. High overnight 693.
Check the 15er here. Okay. .57 fill.
Okay, thank you, Jack. Bought in the 90s last week. Could have bought NVIDIA in the 90s.
I was kind of held off on buying more and thinking we could get into the 80s, and just one of those where after it's happened, you really wish you would have just bought more.
Right. I did the same thing. I bought a few, and then I got bids down below, and bye-bye.
Yeah, actually, no, I think it's good. All right. Go to September.
You get a pull back. How deep is it going to be? I would like to see if we pull back to like 620s.
I'm looking at call debit spreads for September 20th. NVIDIA.
So he had a temporary ceiling at 574, which we breached, and his target was 673 above that, which we just hit. Just went through that by a couple of ticks.
I'm working on the 110, 115 spread. Gonna see how liquid it is and what the price is. No, thank you on that one. I'm gonna need to go further out. Probably looking at the 115, 120 spreads.
Got long, got stopped out. Dakota got long, got stopped out. They both got long, back long in again.
This is more liquid.
Stuff, guys.
We rode those to some fantastic profits.
Working on the 120s. Why must I scroll? It's better. That's better. 180 would be the cost. 185 probably is what I would have to get it for. Let me see. Yeah, the one. Let me see. 120, 130. You guys are kind of just hearing me talk out loud here. I'm watching NQ on the side. The 120, 130 call would give me a $10 spread. And what that means for those who haven't done options in a while is that you'd probably spend a little more, but your max profit is higher. So this could very easily go to 130 in the next month. Average monthly candle, Just take this one's 30 points. Very easily could go to 130. And this is pretty liquid. 255. 255. Okay. I'm going to send the wider one with a trying to think here. I think I'm going to do the 121 30s. Boom, 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 boom. Option sell. So buying the 120s, selling the 130s. Video or NQ pushing up a little bit here. See what I can get, if I can still get this for 255. 2.6 filled. Okay. I have this on NQ. NQ or Q's at 0.68. Swing entry, NVIDIA 920.
Nothing on our levels. Again, top step daily levels, have those open.
We are right back at the opening range here in the S&Ps. We have not taken out the session high so far in the S&Ps.
Yes, still in its range today. I'm getting some of this action on Qs. Closing Oracle. Just taking my rest of my profit there. I think that's a put. Yeah, it was a 130 put. So.
There's some neighbors getting some work done next door. It's really noisy, so I'll stay pretty much muted. I'm going to run and grab some coffee. Be right back.
Okay. Cool.
0.75 on Qs.
Coffee break for the Hogue.
Yeah, I think that today's going to be a good example of that idea I'm talking about. Transitioning back to the original, my normal trading where I can hold trades like this for longer. Obviously, this is one that we always wish we could hold when it goes in your favor a lot more. But a lot less volatility, and it's so far consistent.
Well, while we keep an eye on that, I'm going to go to my man JD. JD, we got some stats.
Okay, gold falling out of bed here.
Did you watch the Blue Angels this weekend, JD?
30-minute just triggered 2-2 rev. Relentless Hustler said, when I try and open your indicator link, it says invalid. Is it in the description one? Let me see. Scripts. A protected source script. Here is the link. See if I can update it on my end here.
All right, give me 1 minute. I'm going to switch up these overlays, and I'll be right back with XFA panels. Thanks, JD. Look at you, Nick.
How does one edit the description?
So, did you take some trades?
Here we go.
Over there? That short?
Yeah, I'm gonna short right now.
Okay,
Here we go.
From what price?
707. to it.
Short 707. How many times?
Should be fixed there, Hustler.
Short 3 from 707 in the NQ. Thank you.
Minis then.
Minis.
Holy smokes, look at this NQ 30-minute.
Top step daily levels. They were seeming at 707.
I would like to see
183 points. I'm getting it on the options side, so still catching it.
Yeah, I kind of see what you see.
Okay, back here.
It's gonna be in a range. I mean, Grant's a huge range.
I'm looking at a range play. That's kind
Yep.
of my logic here.
I got you. I see that. Especially on the 5 minute.
I love the look of Baba right now.
6 red. 6, I'm sorry, 6
I'd like
green.
to see 757 from my end.
Find a price target here for NQ. We have a 4-hour PD right here, fair value gap. 1 hour low or a 4-hour low. About to touch it here, 725. Then over that is a huge 4-hour fair value gap, probably from FOMC. Whatever was on Thursday the 1st. Oh, it was after FOMC. The day after that huge sell-off we endured. 0.85 on Qs.
13,461 for Baron and 12,900 for Ayush. She was trading the Nikkei and the Nasdaq, made about $71 in the Nikkei and 12,000.
0.85.
And our old friend Balkaran is back again. Carved up the Nasdaq and the S&P for $12,387 combined. Pulled 9,100 out of the Nasdaq and close to 3,300 out of the S&P. Nice trading from our XFA traders. All right, I'll be back in just a little bit with some hot streaks and payouts. Catch you in a minute.
Beautiful. Thank you. Hey, question for you, Nick.
I cut that trade. This is where, guys, I missed my first trade, and then you start not necessarily chasing, but I'm on the wrong direction of this. I should be looking for a pullback. Granted, I'm trying to find that pullback to short, but I should at this point be probably looking to jump on. But when you miss your first trade, this is when I tend to not get tilted. That's the wrong word, but then I start looking for the wrong opportunities and don't necessarily take the best setup, which was the long in the 550s. So I need to get better at, hey, when you missed it, there's no need to kind of jump into potentially the next one, especially when it's counter trend, as we are starting to do. The range play still applies here. In fact, we're back right at my entry anyway, so it is what it is. But yeah, that's a little frustrating for me.
All right, looking across the board, Mag 7. Somewhat interesting. Then I have this other 4x2 area of just other popular tickers that I've traded in the past. I do love oil, Oxy and ExxonMobil. Ulta, what's the daily weekly look like? Is Ulta actionable? Or optionable, rather? Yeah, not really. Let me pull up Thinkorswim here. We'll look at some swing opportunities while I'm waiting. I mean, it's going to be a bit before I'm interested in NQ. I think I'm probably looking back at least 15 minutes, see if it closes a fair value gap and returns down here. Or dropping down to the 5, I'd be interested in this 630 zone, 627. Getting out of Qs here and profit 0.65.
Start looking for trades.
You definitely do start looking for trades because it's a show, and that's what we're on here to, in a weird way, to do, is explain things, is to talk through trades, is to find trades, is to win trades. And here we go with the trade I took, that I took a stop out of myself.
Oh boy,
it starts to roll over. So it's like, is that the wrong trade? By no means, a bad trade location, but you got stopped out. You're
Interested in oil here for a short. Oops, wrong one.
As I had already gotten
Rectangle.
paper cut trying to build into a short earlier on this, new uptrend that we kind of started. I'm ready to take a second paper cut just to get out because it's clear I'm counter trend trading at this point. So that's a little frustrating, but yeah, I agree with Dakota. You definitely start to kind of do that versus if you're by yourself. I may have actually taken the kind of just jumped on the train as I could because no one's watching and it kind of made sense. A little higher, sure, but I might have taken the long in the 560s wherever it was. I definitely feel like sometimes doing the show, you definitely are itching for a trade.
That's how I am. Yep.
Yes, you are.
Awesome. Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
brutal,
thanks, Nick.
brutal, brutal. Yep.
I mean, same thing for me. I also a little bit of you could tell when that your screen is being shared. For example, like my chart's being shared, and so there's a little bit of pressure. I'm like, okay, when am I going to retrail it? When am I going to move my stop loss? Getting in, getting out. I there's this saying that everybody says, dads say, teachers say, do as I say, not as I do. And sometimes I let that bleed into my trading. I'm like, oh, I just entered into a trade. Guys, don't do that. Uh, it's not for the faint of heart. I have like that disclaimer where it's like trained professionals. Don't just do what I just did, because I don't want to say I'm experienced, so I know what I'm doing. But some things that I do in the market, I typically do not like to tell traders or give those traders the idea because it can create bad habits. Like for example, I'm trading micros, and sometimes I'll kind of scale in, or sometimes I get in without waiting for a technical pattern. Then I have traders asking me like, "Oh, why'd you get in there? Are you just not buying a falling knife?" I'm like, it's a lot more complicated than that. Without taking a 1 hour class to explain it, just trust me. Don't do this.
Okay, IBs are in.
9:30. Yep. 1 hour after the bell, John. Right? 1 hour after the bell. IB initial balance is it correct?
Yes. The Nasdaq's left single ticks above A period here. So this
Let's talk.
This is a potential support area.
Oh, for those that are new, for those that are newer to trading or may not know what you mean by IB. Okay, so 1 hour. That's what we said the IBs are in. Why is initial balance in? Why is that important?
Well, I mean the IB is based off of back when people were doing profile in the trading pits. The initial balance was the first hour of trade. And it was really an area for the local traders or speculators to kind of.
If NQ can get below its 5-minute previous low, I'm interested in getting into some shorts. Starting to see a little bit of movement here to the upside again. And so I'd be interested to take a short, pretty low risk, high reward here. Something similar to this, 40-point stop. And ultimately targeting, at least 2R. But I would, and it actually wicked above this previous low from Tuesday, July 30th. But if it does break above, then I'm looking for it to reject this fair value gap above. And I'll wait until that happens before looking to get into anything.
That's saying that this market has some legs to the upside to it. As long as we stay above Friday's, I should say, high, then we're looking for pullbacks here in the Nasdaq and maybe even in the S&Ps. Because right now the S&Ps haven't left any single TPOs, hasn't left the initial balance high. Initial balance high, pretty close to Friday's high. So now we get the chance to see if the market breaks out above the initial balance and starts to spend time up there, maybe even leaves single ticks above the IB. That's saying that the market is accepting higher pricing, and we still need to continue to look for opportunities to buy this on pullbacks. So it's a little bit of a different story in the S&P and in the Nasdaq, but that initial balance is the first hour of trade in any product. So if we're looking at the initial balance in crude oil, it's 8 to 9. We're looking for it in gold, technically gold opens at 720, so at 820 the initial balance is pretty much done. See, now we're going to start to look here at taking out the overnight high in the S&Ps. This gives us an opportunity, which I'm really kind of looking forward to. If we take out the overnight high in the S&Ps, which is 53.89 half, well, that's gonna bring us above the initial balance high. If we can't maintain price up there, that's going to create a potential failed upside auction in the S&Ps, which would give us an idea to say, all right, well, as long as that high remains, now we can start looking for shorts because the market looked above the initial balance and rejected it. So that's one of the tools of the initial balance high. One of the reasons the initial balance can be helpful is because you're going to recognize potentially failed upside auctions. I don't see that necessarily happening because the NASDAQ is still, holding single TPOs below price. So a little bit of a difference in opinion here, or at least how the market is playing out between the S&P and the NASDAQ. They are correlated to some degree, but you got to focus on the trade on the product you're trading. NASDAQ right now, I'd be looking for pullbacks anywhere down near 691, 695.
I know. Yeah, I'm right with you there, Hogue. We got that pullback to 690, and that was it. That was a beautiful
Now here,
pullback.
look at it go. Boom.
Yep, I might have been a little bit greedy waiting for a deeper pullback, but that was it.
Pullbacks are, you never know when it's going to be the last pullback.
You buy the dip until it keeps dipping. Oh, by the way, my trading buddy just messaged me. Rips, speaking about traders who've been doing good, he's up over 5,000 in his live account. That's
nice.
So awesome. He's been carving this volatility.
All right, breaking these highs on NQ. 212 up on the 5. 15 is still just 222. And then the 2 minute, we rejected this fair value gap. So now if we can close over that previous high and continue going up, then obviously longs are still on the table. If we fail to close over this previous high and hold it, then this is an ICT setup for certain.
Rip saying he only caught the short.
Only caught the short to the downside. Nice.
He wakes up early. He starts his stream really early.
Yeah, he does.
All right, Nick, for a tick. What's the P&L update over there?
I'm down 1,000 in my XFA.
Down 1,000 XFA. Update that board. 1,000. Everyone else is flat, correct?
Yep, flat.
We are in a very preliminary way potentially showing failed upside auctions in the equities now. Here's what it looks like.
Failing to hold that high right now.
In the S&P, 86 half. We looked above it. We rejected. We're back inside the IB, but we have to be patient. It's not truly a failed upside auction until the next 30-minute bar opens below the IB high. That IB high is 53.86 and a half. Yep. And in the NASDAQ, similar but different. Here's the IB high in the NASDAQ, 728. We looked above. We've pushed back inside the IB. We need 30-minute bar to close back below the high of the initial balance to kind of improve the probabilities of this actually being a failed upside auction. The way the price action's been going, though, I kind of doubt it, but it does give you the opportunity to limit risk.
All right. Well, we're gonna see what we do with these. Go ahead, Dakota.
No, I was just gonna tell Hogan, like, it seems like this happens a lot where we're thinking one direction, and then sometimes the market could flip in a minute, and like you were saying, failed upside auction, and if we start to sell off or something does change in this market, maybe chance that we look for shorts instead of just waiting for pullbacks and go long.
So you're saying there's a chance.
It's a 5 minute.
Aspen, Colorado. Where is that guy?
California.
Mr. Aspen? I believe Mr. Aspen's going to is flying back to Chicago.
All right, no actionable signal still on the 5. 15 still just the 222. 2 minute gave a 212 up, but because there's nothing on the 5, I'm not interested. Again, I can't stress this enough. Sitting in profits, really any time, actually, you should never really be looking to enter a trade unless it's an A+ setup with several time frames leading into each other. Remember the domino effect. I'm looking, especially for strat, I'm looking for the 5 minute to feed into the 15 and maybe even the hourly. I'm not really looking at the 2 minute. If there's no signal on the 5 or the 15, there's no reason for me to even be touching the lower time frames. It's just going to get caught up in the noise. We'll watch this 2 minute. Maybe it goes up way higher than where it is right now. But the more likely scenario is that this 5 minute and 15 closes somewhere reasonably close to the previous high, especially with how it's struggling. And if that's the case, I don't want to be entering into a 2 minute signal because there's nowhere for this 5 or 15 to go. Right? This 5 minutes not even holding the previous 5 minute high. So while it is a 2 up, it's not showing strength right now. We're 2 minutes into this 5 minute candle and we're not holding that high. Just crossed back over it. So like I said, until there's a signal on the 5, there's no reason to be on any time frame lower. And that is Strat 101. If there's one phrase you remember out of that whole talk there, it's that if there's no trigger on a higher time frame, there's no trigger on a lower time frame. For example, if I'm looking at a 15 as my highest time frame for a day trade, if there's no trigger on here on a strat trigger or something to trigger, then there's no reason for me to be lower. Right now, there's a 222 continuation. And because there's a 222, I could be playing for the next 15 to go 2 up as well. And so now it's valid for me to be on the 5 minute. But now here on the 5 minute, there's nothing here for me. So there's no reason for me to be on the 2 minute until there's something on the 5 minute.
Long, NASDAQ about 70 long, gold about 70 long, and crude just, we're leaning long also. So long across the board here. Heads up.
Thank you, Eddie. Yeah. See if they definitely cut this move to the upside here. The ES.
I'm actually more interested in a short than I am a long right now.
All right, well, without further ado, we'll see how we do chop around these highs up here, see if we get any more gas. Again, Hoag's going to be looking at 17 minutes to see if we do have a failed upside auction. Again, that's in 17 minutes. You guys remain patient. Nick for tickets only Monday. By the end of this trading day, you won't even remember. Yeah, you missed that long. The market never came down to you. It's just very, very early. We're only hour 45 minutes into the trade today. So I'm going to throw it to my man, Gabe. Saw MP's tweet this morning. You're just alluding to it, kind of goofing with it. I had mine set, some snooping around in the settings you may have seen already. But I'll throw it to my man, Gabe. Gabe, what are we releasing? What are we launching today? Top step. All we do is launch new stuff on Mondays. What are we doing today, Gabe? What's up?
Hey, gentlemen. Good morning. Good morning. Hope everybody's having a good day so far. We have a fantastic announcement. It is pretty much probably one of the best features that have been added and most highly requested features that have been added recently on TopStep X, and that is hotkeys. So hotkeys are now live in the platform, offering increased speed, more efficient trading, being able to customize your platform.
All right, 5 minute closing here in a couple seconds. That 2 minutes failing. Perfect example of why we don't look at lower time frames if there's nothing on a higher time frame. I'm looking short.
Imagine most people should default to a practice account while they're initially setting them up, just to make sure they avoid any errors as they're getting used to.
I'm in short 6, 706, 40 point stop.
Kind of step into your process to help in a big way. So let me show you where they are in the platform real quick, and then we'll get moving forward. Under the
18706, 40 points. 40 points covers that whole entire 5-minute candle. New 15 here, so I'm looking, the trade would be looking for the 15 to go into a 2 down. And I'll only get stopped if this 5-minute was not actionable. Or if this 5-minute goes outside bar. I don't know why I said not actionable. The 5-minute is actionable under 708.
But overall, just a couple essential, actionable processes to get you started. So let me go ahead and show you on the far right-hand side here, you got a set hotkey button. Just go ahead and click on that for whatever hotkey you're looking to enable. For this one, I'm going to do the buy market. Now a pop-up just appears in the center of your screen, and you can then select the key on your keyboard that makes the most sense. For this, I'm going to use the equal sign or the plus key on my keyboard by the backspace button. I'm just going to hit confirm. Now you'll notice that the key pops up just directly to the left of the set hotkey in the far right-hand side of the screen. And when you go back to your charts, what you're going to need to do to finalize this new hotkey is have in the DOM or the order entry panel, you have an H. It's in gray at the very top left, right next to the symbol link. So right where you change, what color you want your charts and your other tools to be connected to, together for communication. But you have the H there that you'll just want to click once to enable. It becomes yellow. And now, as I'm in the DOM right currently, if I wanted to hit buy market at the moment, just test out my little hotkey there, and boom, orders on the screen. I'm in the trade. I've got my bracket set up already since I've got that in my risk settings just under the first risk settings tab here. So I've got brackets already inserted with my new position. But just like that, I'm in a trade.
Awesome feature. This is going to be so I'm going to stress again, Gabe, practice account. Practice, practice, practice. I have multiple monitors. I can only imagine everybody here could probably imagine the things that could go wrong, where if I think I'm, on one screen and I'm still in my platform and I try and type something, next thing I know I'm in 15 lots. Or if you're eating and you drop a piece of food and it hits like a buy market, or you have a cat, Dobie, where's he at? So practice the count, get used to your tool like any other professional. You get used to your tool before you use it in a real environment.
Well said. That's something that we needed to know. Be careful with that.
Yeah, you definitely want to have some practice with this before you do it. The only hotkey I put on right now is my space key is to center the dome.
All right, there you go. Is that what you guys use for center? All right, I'm gonna update mine right now to center the dome. Perfect. Thank you, guys. I've got my up arrow to buy market, down arrow sell market, and left arrow flatten all, right arrow cancel all. I like the space bar. Do that right now.
They're kind of small keys for buy and sell, aren't they?
They are, but they're the ones closest to my right hand. They're the closest one. They're lowest on the keyboard. So in terms of reach, and I can figure out what they are without looking at them. That's why.
Nice. Yeah, I'm glad I have this Stream Deck so that it's a lot easier and it's not as prone to, fat fingering or entering something
Center.
you don't want.
Yeah, going space bar, center dome. Sweet. Thank you, guys.
In the chat, NQ Tears says if you click on the chart, like move the chart, hotkey will get disabled. You have to click on the dome or the chart window again to enable them.
Right.
Okay, awesome.
So I go space bar. Boom. Yeah, centers it. Sweet. Nice. On fire here. I like it.
You know what my manual lockout button used to be?
No,
Alt
well,
F4.
manual. Alt F4, Alt F4, manual lockout. That's a lot. Well, it's okay if you want to lock out. Yeah. What does Alt F4 do? What is that? Is that a joke? Is that?
Don't push it, Andre. Don't. It's a
Then
joke.
why would you
It's a
tell
joke.
people to do that? People are gonna touch. People are gonna do that.
No, what it does, it closes down whatever program you have running. And so when you don't have the manual lockout and you want to stop trading, if you click Alt F4, then it'll close out of your platform.
If you got a pacemaker, it does the same thing, so be careful.
Hockey finger. Space key's my defibrillator.
New fiver here. Got a failed 2 down, but making a quick return down to where we were.
Right. Got the I added a hotkey now, space bar. Yep. Yeah, for me, up arrow, buy market, down arrow, sell market, left arrow, flatten all, right arrow, cancel all. Very little thinking
Mike
involved.
L.
Don't have to look down. Don't have to look down. Don't have to look at the keyboard. I just got it in my hands. What's up, Eddie?
Mike L in chat, I can't get my brackets to work on top of Quebec. There is a tutorial for that. Coach Robert has put together a tutorial. Check that out. It's over to the right, man. Click on the question mark. Go to the tutorials. It'll help you out. Lots of good tutorials.
We're finding a lot of resistance up here in these 30s.
Sure are.
730. Not really breaking through. We're not even going in. We're just kind of flatlining, just consolidating. I mean, it's a 20-point range. If you're brave enough buying these dips on the lower side of the range and just selling it, dope. Shout out to Dobie. I think I seen him in the chat where this would be a beautiful range trade if you're looking to trade a range.
All right, making a good move down now.
Waiting for 10 o'clock.
This is probably going to be a longer trade than I anticipated, but if it does break down from here and then even retraces just to the golden zone, it's looking at if it hits the bottom of the golden zone, it'll be 100 points. So certainly okay, sitting through a little bit of drawdown, even taking a loss and ending with still green, small green on the future side, but green on the option side, on the day trades.
Should happen pretty quick. Okay, great. All right. So
yes.
we're okay.
If it doesn't, something else is wrong.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Thank you.
Here's something else that I'm looking at that's played out for the past week.
2 minutes left on this 5-minute candle. I'm going to be waiting at least 2 minutes, so I'm going to take a quick break. Be right back.
Very strong resistance trend line, bullish, almost like a channel. We are bumping up against that, and all last week this has been, would have been a great area to find short opportunities. So there's something to be said that we're up against that. We are kind of around this resistance zone in like maybe the 70s and the 40s. So could this be a great opportunity to look for a sell-off or a move right back down towards some range, maybe back down towards 600? Yeah, that's a lot of points of contact. And it's just, in this market, do you play for a breakout of that? I mean, it works until it doesn't, right? And we want to continue to trade what the market is currently doing. And then if it does break, then maybe we could get into a pullback. But in terms of a cheap trade, that's looking more and more positive for me. It's looking more attractive in terms of possibility to take a short. I mean, maybe a possibility for a short, or if we want to play for a break,
I mean, it's been a short.
I'd wait for a break and then a
pullback. First thing you do, right? Yep.
Crude new highs, and
that is a fantastic trend line there.
It's a solid one, and it's been in play, and maybe there's an opportunity to take some cheap shorts. If I would have maybe, I've looked at this all week, and for some reason I just didn't put it on and think about taking a short because we were so bullish and the market was moving, so fast, and it was gaining a lot of momentum. But with hindsight, hindsight capital, that would be a very cheap trade for 30-point scalps to the downside.
Keep an eye on that.
12 minutes.
All right, so we got 5 minutes. You heard from Eddie. We got the inflation numbers coming out in 5 minutes. This is New York Fed inflation, not the big ones. We got CPI and PPI later this week. And yeah, Eddie's got his eye on the prize there for that 10 o'clock. But before we do that, we got JD in the house. There's some hot streaks and payouts.
We got them. Let's rip through these real quick. All right, here are your Fund Trader hot streaks. Friday. All right, we got Brian. Picked up about $150 trading the NQ and MNQ to extend his streak to 24 days. Delesh had a small winner, just a couple bucks, $2. Two Cicero clams right there, trading the MNQ. Good enough to continue his streak. Now at 24 days. Carson made $133 trading the S&P. Jonathan raked in $250 trading the NQ, and Mohammed profited a cool $212 trading the NQ and MNQ. Carson, Jonathan, and Mohammed all eligible. They're all three of those guys are on 20-day heaters right now, and they are all eligible for payouts at the moment. Okay. Brian and Delesh are a couple of legacy members to the hot streaks list, so we're gonna keep them on the board until their streaks break. Then we will only be showing traders eligible for payouts on the hot streaks list going forward. So, just to recap that, once Brian and Delesh are off the board, we will only be showing traders that are eligible for payouts on the hot streaks list.
Awesome.
All right, here are some payouts. Who wants to do the over/under on what our weekly total
payouts?
for payouts was?
I was
weekly total.
Weekly.
I'll got it. Oh no, way over. We had $900,000 day last week.
2.9.
I got 3.1.
Yeah, I would take the over on that. On the
3.1 mil.
Yeah, I think
0.4 in the chat.
All right, got the 2-1-2 down on Q's.
All right. Are we doing Prices Right rules? If you go over,
Feel pretty comfortable holding this through the next 15-minute candle too.
I actually kept note, and I've added them together here.
Eddie was real close, but if we were playing Prices Right rules, Eddie would have lost.
He's over.
$3.8 million. 1,076 total payouts, averaging $1,839 per payout. Big money flying around here.
Wow.
Real money. Real trades.
All right, just taking.
Iron Condor on NVIDIA.
What's that?
So an Iron Condor on NVIDIA.
I mean, I'm in calls now. I closed the puts.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. Didn't it send?
It didn't alert it.
No?
It just said a call debit spread. It didn't alert the put debit spread we were in.
Where did I send that? That's the question.
No.
Oh, it's sent in the options one. I will
Gotcha.
fix that, sorry.
No, you good.
Swing.
I mean, I don't mind it. The call debit spread seems to be, the Iron Condor seems to be doing fine.
Yeah. Unfortunately. Where is it?
I was looking at closing it anyways because it looks like price action's going above that.
Yeah, it was invalidated on the weekly.
Yeah. On the weekly?
Yeah, 2-2.
Okay, so it breached up on. Gotcha. Okay.
Big numbers, folks.
No.
And you wouldn't on that when you're looking at a weekly, you don't wait for that weekly to close, right? 2-2, because it could still go down. But
1 second.
no, you good.
What'd you say? Sorry, I was typing my
No,
update.
when you're looking at the weekly chart, you wouldn't do. You wouldn't wait for the week to close to.
No, it's actionable as soon as it crosses.
As soon as it crosses. Gotcha.
Yep. And because today is a 3-bar, I was even more interested in it, and then obviously looking for it to go 2 up tomorrow. But even if it goes inside, I mean, obviously I'd prefer it not to go 2 down, but the 3-2-2. The 3-2-2 doesn't necessarily have to be a 2 up, 2 up. It could be the 3-2-2 shotgun, which is something Rob Smith talked about, where essentially. It's like, you know, you're cocking back the shotgun, and then the next move's the big boom. So even if this does go 2 down, I'm still, as long as it's actionable on the weekly, which it will be all week, I'm interested in this long. And truthfully, it's holding over this previous resistance from Friday, August 2nd, and targeting the 120s, which I think is the start of that spread. So I don't know how much you know about spreads, but just for the sake of also educating others who might be only on futures, when you get into a 120, for me, I got in the 120-130 call debit spread. So here, let me actually make this interactive instead of just talking. So I have the 120 and the 130. I'm selling the 130. I'm buying the 120. So in this example, it looks like current price on the 120 is 535. This is not working out. 5.35. Here.
Yeah, we got the CPI, PPI later this week.
Payout this week.
295, we'll say. We'll round it to make it easy. Oh my, not that. 2.90 equals minus equals plus. Okay, so just ignore this part. Is there an eraser on this thing? Okay, this is what we're focusing on. So I'm buying the 120s, which cost me $5.40 in this example, and I'm selling the 130s, which credits me $2.90. So the difference between that mental math is $2.50. Right? Can I get this thinner? Probably not. So it's going to credit me $2.50. So for right now, it's going up. And so instead of, if I just bought the 120s outright, it would have cost me $540 per contract. But I'm selling the 130s as collateral. And so what happens is, if this does go down, let's say price goes down, the 120s are losing value, right? They're losing value. And the 130s are losing value, but I am net negative on the 130s because I sold the 130s. So I'm getting more of a credit back the further we go down. It doesn't make me lose any less. Also got stopped out of NQ. It doesn't make me lose any less, or not lose, but it makes me lose less, if I can speak correctly. So let's say that the 120 price goes down, and the 120s are now at $4. The 130s are going to lose more value. And so I would be able to buy them back at, say, $1.20. And so instead of me losing just straight up on the 120 calls, I'm now getting more money back from the short leg of this, which offsets my loss a lot. So those, let's look at the, if I still have them on, the NVIDIA, let's look at the NVIDIA trade right now. So NVIDIA was the 85.75 for 0.94. And so I bought that back for 30 cents, but I bought the 80s would have been 310. So the 80s would have been 310. This is kind of botched, but this is impromptu. So $310, and I would have to buy them back for $1.12 right now. So instead of me losing $200 on the contract, I lost $60 on the contract. And so if I bring out my handy dandy calculator, 188 divided by 310 is a loss of 60.6%, and 64 divided by 94 is 60%. So I lost less because of the spread, because my short leg of the put, or sorry, I did that backwards. My short leg lost less money because my 75, which was I was long puts, which means I was net positive on puts, would have been 216 was my entry, 81 was my exit. And so my short leg lost 68%, while my long leg lost 135. My long leg lost 62%. So because of my call debit spread, I saved myself about 6% of loss. But I still had the same upside because this was a $5 spread. My upside was still, I could have hit 400%, which I don't hold options generally past that. So a little impromptu. I have had, actually, let me look at if we have any video requests, but that was one of the video requests, and I'll make that obviously a lot better than the impromptu one there. But do a lesson covering spreads. Sometimes it's beneficial to just buy one leg, but sometimes it's very beneficial to spread it out.
What's your decision point on that? Like
generally cost.
Between spread. Okay.
Yeah, generally costs, and also optionability. Like if it's not optionable for me to go out of the money, like Nvidia, it's very easy because it's very thickly traded. But if I'm trading something like, you know, McDonald's, I'm probably not able to find two strikes with hundreds of volume to, because when you're exiting a spread, you're making two trades in that one trade. You know, for me to cover, if I were to sell this debit spread, I would have to sell my 120s and buy back my 130s. And so you just have to have that. You have to have enough liquidity for both sides to be executed at the same time. Video requests.
Yeah, let's take a look at some of these numbers, take some of these levels. Again, 18,800 weekly kickoff high in the NASDAQ.
Okay, so we have some video requests here. Some of these I think were from Squire. Recognizing and charting order blocks, got it. Ways of avoiding tilt. So the psychology video. How to size your options positions by picking the right strike. How to transition from great side hustle to full-time. That's a very personal journey. I might make a video on my journey to it, but I would have done things differently for sure. Executing managing multiple trades on Thinkorswim, showing how you enter, set stops, get out. Maybe. I don't set stops on Thinkorswim though. Not typically. Because options don't move linearly with price, that I don't want to be wicked out from the option strike losing volume before the price action tells me it's invalid. Updated strat video. In older videos, you mentioned your favorite strat signals that seem somewhat different from your current ones. I'm curious what your top 3 to 5 are. Got it. Yeah, my bread and butter right now are failed candles, outside bars, and sometimes inside bars. Those would be my top 3, but that's a good idea. I'll make a video on it. And Q is looking like another liquidity sweep, to be honest, but really interested to see if it goes back in this fair value gap and then rejects, but my trade window is gone anyway. And then gold, looking for it to wick over this Yeah, fair value gap all the way up to 25, 25, 10. So anywhere in that zone, I'd be looking to get short for pullbacks or looking for pullbacks to get long. But that is my trade window for today. So 2 wins and a loss, net green, and green on options. Not green on swings because I closed NVIDIA, but BABA is green and NVIDIA is just floating around right now. So let me clear all this. And that is it for me today. So pretty decent day. Ending green, which is always a good thing. But that's going to be it. I love y'all. I will see you here tomorrow. Have a great rest of your day. If you need me, please reach out. Don't hesitate to tag me in the servers you're in. And I'll see you all here tomorrow. If you're going to keep trading, use stop loss. Don't blow your account one trade. That's silly. PF said what month NVIDIA? It is September. Pretty sure I said that. Yeah, NVIDIA 920. Alrighty. Love y'all. Trade safe. Use stop losses. Don't blow your account one trade. That's silly. I'll see you here tomorrow. Love y'all.